Hi and hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Neema and this is Here is Neema, where we talk about all things fashion, beauty, lifestyle, feminine essence, feminine energy, self-love, and development. So if any of that is up your alley, if you want to stay tuned in this series as we continue to talk about cycle syncing and cycle syncing our lives, learning more about what happens to our bodies in each phase of our cycle, definitely stay tuned, subscribe, like the video, and all that jazz so that you can stay updated because, guys, this is such an important part of, I feel like, living a more aligned life in our feminine and just really getting a better understanding of our own bodies. The information that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today, we are going to be focusing on the luteal phase. Now, I do have another video, the first video that I made in this series, all about the follicular phase. And what is special about these videos is I am filming as I am currently in this phase in my menstrual cycle right now. So when I was filming the follicular phase video, I was in the follicular phase. As I am filming this luteal phase video, I'm in the luteal phase. Now, this is not in order. I'm going to go ahead and just put that out there right now, so don't come for me. I want to share with you guys the order of how the different phases go, and just know that I will not be filming them in order because usually when I am in my menstruation phase, I don't feel like doing much. I'm just going to be real with y'all. I will be, of course, making a video during my menstruation phase for the sake of this, for the sake of this series, but you know, typically I do kind of try to steer clear from doing too much during that time. And then of course ovulation, that's one that I kind of skipped, but I will go ahead and run through the order with you guys so that you kind of understand how the cycle kind of goes. So we're starting off with menstruation. So of course, that's when you have your period, you're bleeding. After the menstruation phase, you go into the follicular phase. After the follicular phase, you go into ovulation. Follicular phase is quite short. You go into ovulation, also relatively short. Menstruation is also relatively short. After ovulation, you enter the luteal phase. Luteal phase tends to be the longer or the longest phase that you have. It can range anywhere from 12 to 14 days for most women. So roughly about 2 weeks, right? Of course, for some women, it's shorter. For some women, it's longer. It just depends on your body. And that is why I highly recommend that all of you start to track your cycle if you have not. If you're kind of just getting into the cycle syncing and you're just wanting to learn about it more and kind of just gain a better understanding, one of the best things you can do is go ahead and get a free tracker. I have an iPhone and I use the Life app. It is a completely free app. And of course, it'll take, you know, a couple of months for you to kind of get your body synced in there for them to become more accurate with predicting your menstruation and your ovulation. But once you get, you know, all synced up, it is honestly, it's amazing. It's great. Just checking in on the app to see kind of where I'm at in my cycle and understanding what phase I'm in and just building my life around my menstrual cycle, knowing what activities I want to engage in at certain times of the month, and then knowing what to steer clear from at other times of the month. One thing about the luteal phase, actually all of the phases, is, and this is really just a common theme because this is what our bodies are made for. Our bodies are basically at all times either preparing or coming down from and then gearing up to prepare again for that egg to drop and for a possible pregnancy to occur. So that is pretty much the essence of what's happening during this phase. Okay, guys, and I have my notes here, so if I'm not looking in the camera just now, I'm looking at my notes. During the luteal phase, your body is preparing for a possible pregnancy. This is the phase that you enter after ovulation and before your period begins. So, you know, the eggs already kind of dropped. If you were to get pregnant, this would be the phase where you would start to kind of, you would be conceiving during this phase. So it's kind of amazing because our bodies are made for this and we don't even realize, I mean, we know this as women, obviously we know this, but we don't even realize what a big part of our lives is basically spent, you know, in these phases in menstruation, and we're literally at all times like basically getting ready for possible pregnancy and to give birth and give life and conceive and all these things. And like, I don't know, it's kind of mind-boggling because, you know, we have the rest of our lives going on. You have, you know, your job, and you have, if you have kids already, then you've got your kids, and, you know, you have your social life, and you have other things, your goals, all different types of things that you're trying to achieve. And then it's like all the while your body is constantly kind of like preparing itself to be pregnant, which is really honestly incredible. It's such a big part of our lives, and we don't even realize it, women. And I'm calling you women. I always call you guys ladies, but as a woman and a woman's body, I don't know. I found that to be kind of amazing, because I definitely never thought about my period this way. And even as I make these videos for you guys, and I pay more attention to my own body as I cycle sync my life, and I'm learning more about it, and I'm continuing to kind of just make it, you know, more and more and more a part of my life. It's just amazing because a lot of these things we never learned. We never learned as girls, you know, and getting your period is like such a, it's almost like a rite of passage in a way. Like when you start to, you know, get your periods, and, you know, it's like you anticipate it, right? Like a lot of people kind of make it this big, bad, scary thing, this thing that you're like supposed to dread all the time, and it's painful, it doesn't feel good. It's like, oh my God, why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to be a girl and go through this every month? And I think for me, especially during this entire just feminine energy kind of awakening and journey, and just kind of, you know, through my level up process, I have so just been so grateful and just so happy that I have come to a place of just loving my cycle, really just embracing that part of me. And because I think I kind of fell into it too. I never had bad periods growing up. I never had like super painful periods, but, you know, everybody would always just kind of be like, oh, I'm on my period, like, oh, you know. And it's because we are forced to do so many different things and act like, you know, everything is peachy keen when our hormones are all over the place. We're at different phases in our cycle, and we're kind of, you know, forced in pretty much in our society today to not live a cycle synced life, to basically live like a man, which, if you didn't know, men are also on a cycle. Their cycle is a 24-hour cycle. We have a 28-day cycle. So we're basically forced to kind of live like men, in the sense of waking up every day, you know, hustling and bustling it at work, moving it, you know, keeping our demeanor the same no matter what's going on, no matter how your hormones have fluctuated, no matter what phase of your cycle you're in, just kind of being professional and being, you know, having your emotions in check, and just making sure that you are just, you know, a certain way all the time, getting your work done all the time, hustling all the time. And that's just not a way to live your life as a woman who wants to live authentically in their feminine. And, you know, all of this ties into just overall health and wellness. So really, this is women's health. And you know, there's so many ailments, and I could go on, but there's so many ailments that we suffer from as women because we do not live a life that is suitable for the way that we are built, the way that we function, and the way that God made us. And so it just makes me very passionate to talk about these topics on my channel. So thank you guys for tuning in. And I know that if you like this series, if you agree with everything I said, if it resonated with you, then you are all here for it. So I am currently in my luteal phase right now. A couple more things about the luteal phase. These are just kind of typical general things that I jotted down to share with you guys. Usually you'll feel moodier and more stressed, or sometimes I should say, maybe not usually, but you know, this is kind of where we kind of hear about PMS, and you know, because this is the cycle that you are in, especially towards kind of the later part of the luteal cycle, you're gearing up for menstruation. So, you will start to kind of feel a little bit more antsy, a little bit more stressed, a little bit, in my case, a little bit more sensitive. I'm gearing up for my menstrual. So, that is something that is definitely, I'm no stranger to that. And I know that, sometimes when I can kind of be in my feelings at this time of the month, when I may typically, like at other points in the month, I wouldn't have, even given it a second thought. I know that that does have something to do with my current hormones. And in the luteal phase, you do have a higher progesterone level because your body is, again, getting ready for a possible pregnancy. So your uterine lining is becoming thicker just to prep your body, essentially. And when you think about it, it seems like, a couple of days, yeah, it's like maybe it's dragging on, but really this all happens pretty quickly. And I just think, like I mentioned before, it's pretty amazing because your body is literally always prepping for that egg to drop. So it's no different during the luteal phase. In the earlier part of your luteal phase, because remember, this is the longest phase, lasting anywhere from 12 to 14 days typically. Can last longer, of course, can last shorter, depending on your body. But during this phase, it is a great time to get those high intensity workouts in. That's something that I was really doing good at. I love to do this high intensity dance class at my gym. I was actually a rock star for making it these last 2 weeks. And yeah, I did awesome on that. Just like pat myself on the back on that one. And it felt so good. It felt so good. I really do try to make it to that class though. At all times of the month, except for when I'm bleeding. So when I am in my menstrual, I do not attend any high intensity dance class or workout really at all. If I am feeling up for it, I will go on a walk. Sometimes that does make me feel better. If I'm kind of feeling like, I just need a little bit of movement. Otherwise, I just kind of make sure that I'm eating good, I'm drinking lots of water and getting plenty of rest during that phase. Of course, more on that in another video. But during the luteal phase, this is a great time to, get those high intensity workouts in. Also taking care of yourself and, making sure that you have plenty of rest. You're taking care of your body. You're taking your vitamins. You're eating a healthy, well-balanced diet. I mean, not just across the board, but especially during this time, you don't have the energy that you necessarily had during your follicular phase. That's kind of a short window where I think it's a really great time for us as women to, be go-getters and get the things done that like we really need to get done during our 28-day cycle. During that month, to really just kind of zero in and focus on, knocking a lot of things out during that phase. During the luteal phase, you're going to want to kind of, stick to your schedule, but, just kind of stick to your routine. Of course, do your daily things. There's really nothing holding you back, especially towards the beginning and the middle of this phase. Making sure that you are getting those workouts in, those higher intensity workouts in. As far as your mood, I feel that towards the end of the luteal phase, when you are getting into the menstrual, that's kind of when you start to feel that stress a little bit more, that, moodiness and those things. I didn't really experience that. Typically don't experience that during my luteal phase until I get closer to the end of it. So that may be helpful for you guys. So happy cycle syncing and happy luteal phase to those of you who are in the same boat as me at this current time. And more information on the other phases of our cycle, menstruation and ovulation are to come. I am just so excited for this series and so happy to be bringing this information to you guys in kind of bite-sized little pieces that are just kind of here to help educate us and help you to just pay more attention to your own body and start your cycle syncing journey. I do feel like there's so many benefits to it, and just happy to share this with you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, of course, and if you are interested in any of the things that I mentioned before, any of the types of content that we cover on this channel, of course, I also do travel vlogs and different things like that. I've actually Kind of been traveling a lot. I just posted my New York vlog. I may have to go ahead and link that somewhere down below, or something. And yeah, it's been busy, guys. It's been busy. But we're slowing down here. We're slowing down. Luteal phase is ending and we're on to the next. But yes, cycle syncing. I'm not perfect, but I'm continuing on in my journey and I'm striving to get better and better. And I'm so excited to be bringing you guys along with me on this journey. And I just hope that this video helped you and blessed you. And, you know, stay blessed and stay encouraged. I love you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.